folks. Grab a seat and pour your drink neat as Whiskers and Whiskeys present this OTAs still, right? This is off-season talk about,
college football realignment.
College football realignment, baby. But it's also like, it's just us having a nice time. It's July. We're in the dog days of summer here, baby. The dog days, but football is on the horizon. You can smell it. You can taste the air, taste it. You can taste it. We're almost here, baby. We did it, fam. Well, we almost did it, but we did it, fam, for all intents and purposes. EJ, how you doing, buddy?
Doing great. As you said, we're almost through summer. We're in that kind of dog days of sports where if you don't have a good baseball team, it really stinks right now for you, which is both of us. So this football coming very, very close here is just refreshing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's been a week for me. I feel like this is a great way to end the week. Well, you just obviously you came over to grab our mail. We were out of town, as you know, last weekend back to Michigan, and we had floors put down, beautiful floors, which was fine. However,
very nice floors,
great floors. They did a great job with the floors, but they left us a complete mess. Of dust and stuff. Which we didn't really appreciate. Also, our toilet was running.
Wait, it was running?
Yeah. So because they had to take it off to put the floors in, and then they put it back on.
Right.
And they just when in that process, the water level in the tank changed, and if it's too high, it'll run continuously, and I don't know how to change that. So yeah, we got home late on Monday and and then our fridge has literally been broke ever since, which has been terrible.
What? The fridge is broken? What's going on with the fridge?
It's just the circuit board that shows like the temperature and everything is like, I don't know, it's freaking out. So it's been hot and cold in Celsius, telling us the fridge is 70 degrees, but it's not. That's been a mess, and we finally got someone out to look at it, but
holy cow.
Hopefully he thinks it's the little circuit board there, but what it did is it expedited us buying a mini fridge, which we were planning on putting in our basement.
Dude, you should buy a whole big fridge. Well, actually, with your garage, I mean, you have a whole little gym dojo in your garage, so it would be hard to do a garage fridge plus the gym dojo.
The problem is the gym dojo is on the same side as where the outlet is. So.
Right.
But we were planning on getting a beverage fridge for our bar area, in our basement. So we are just plugging that in upstairs and using that as a fridge for now. But yeah, so it's just it's been one of those things. So this is very welcomed end to this week. You guys will hear this on Monday, so but we're recording here on a Friday evening, so
energy
this might get a little
baby.
It might get a little saucy.
It is. Well, it already is. I mean, you and I both had some drinks, right, prior to this.
So I will say, especially after our first 2 episodes of our inaugural season, our first 2 episodes ever, there was some feedback on maybe how doing back-to-back episodes and having a few cocktails.
Ridiculous.
It got a little ridiculous for me.
No, I'm saying the feedback is ridiculous.
Well,
let us live. Let us live.
That is fine being like a color commentator. In this case, you being all nice and sauced, but like I have to like actually give you history and talk through like a rough script. It's not like an exact script, but so that can get a little dicey for me because that's usually.
But we also now have a video alternative so people can come check us out on YouTube, which I definitely recommend they do for this episode because EJ is wearing our fantastic merch, our Whiskers and Whiskeys branded hats, which if you tune to YouTube, you can check it out for yourselves. But also if you get all sauced up I mean, I get sauced up every episode, but if you get all sauced up, then people, it's like, you know, you're not just listening to the ramblings. Like there's something about listening to a drunk man talk versus like seeing a drunk guy talk. That's, you know, there's a
adding them together. Yeah. So in this case, obviously, like I said, when we're doing our Tales of the Trophies, you know, I have to at least be able to speak, because slurring is usually the first thing that goes for me when I start to get a little tipsy. But today,
and Uranus is the last one. Sorry.
Sure. Today I don't have that, right? You know, these OTAs have just been us, you know, talking back and forth. So
we're putting in the work, baby.
Yeah, we work. As I texted Mike beforehand, you know, we lubed up for this. We prepared, had, you know, a little dippa, and now I guess we can just segue into what we're drinking, which is going to
and shout out to Whiskey Joe, who's not with us, with us on this one.
Scheduling conflict, busy man. So he will.
He's a man of many hats, a man of many. That's a movie reference. A man of many. Oh God, what am I thinking of? EJ, help me. We've watched this movie before. A man of many.
I don't think
it's a British thing.
You're gonna have to help me out here. I don't know where you're going with this.
Someone talks about being like a man of many, and then like says a bunch of things. Oh God, I don't know. That's gonna bother me. That's gonna bother me for about 5 seconds, and then I'm gonna keep drinking, and it's gonna be fun. But it's gonna bother me. Anyways.
Well, great. Well, I guess I'll start with what I'm drinking. So I'm drinking a straight bourbon, but today is special, and we're gonna get into this in a little bit. But this episode we're picking teams here. We're picking sides. Mike and I are going to be pitted against each other. And in the spirit of that, pun intended, I am drinking a bourbon from Michigan, Coppercraft Distillery in Holland. Sorry, New Holland. I really wanted to try your bourbon. Couldn't find it when I was at home in Michigan, so I had to settle for an alternative with Coppercraft. But I'm going to be repping the Midwest in this exercise later. So I went with a Michigan bourbon.
Do you have the bottle with you, or just? I
sure do.
It's Coppercraft, right?
Yes. Okay. Well,
you got the background blur.
Can't show you it. I don't even know. Can I retrospectively
turn off the blur? Yeah.
Can I turn that off now?
Anytime. Yeah. Wonders of technology.
Choose my virtual background. Oh, now you have to see you go. My Red Wings. Yes. So nice little thing here. Coppercraft Distillery. Yeah, we got.
What's on there? Are those arrows?
Yes.
Or are those are arrows?
Grain. Yes, I am.
Grain. Okay, grain.
Whatever malt, whatever's in bourbon. Sorry, I'm not educated on that. But with a C, established in 2015. So it's definitely newer. But it is from Holland, which is right next to Grand Rapids, where a lot of distilleries and breweries are. But it is just a straight bourbon, and this is the first time I just opened it. It's been sitting in my bar, and it is actually lovely. It's very smooth.
Awesome, man. Very cool. Wait, so you didn't get that in your last trip? It's just been sitting in your bar.
Yes, I got it when I went to get my car fixed in April. So it's still relatively new.
Okay, nice, man. Very cool. And you said you're drinking straight bourbon. Well, good thing we're not recording in June, because that would be out of bounds. I'm drinking bourbon on the rocks. You're drinking bourbon neat, as we recommend all of our viewers do before the show. Actually, I'm not drinking bourbon at all. I am drinking Nika single malt Miyagikyo. So Nika makes a lot of people have seen like the coffee whiskey that they make. I don't think it tastes like coffee. I've never tried it, maybe because like the coffee, I'm like, what's going on there? But you know, I am really remember we went to New Orleans and we had
I do right before the world ended.
Yeah, right before the world ended.
Sure do.
And we had Hakushu, and that I just come back from LA for work. And I had tried Yamazaki for the first time.
Sure.
Hakushu is made by the same distillery, which I think is Centauri. It's like
you were all about that Japanese whiskey.
Yeah. So well, right. And I have been ever since. I've been trying to like get more into it. So this Miyagikyo from single malt Miyagikyo from Mika. So they had this and they had another version. This is the peatier option. I don't know, man. I really dig Japanese whiskey. It's something about it that like they saw what a bunch of like drunk idiots in Scotland could do, and then we're like, we dig that, but we think that we can like, optimize it, right? So they did that. Well, they try to do that with Japanese whiskey, and honestly, I think this is really delicious. It's very peaty, so if you like peaty, if a little bit smokiness in the flavor too, I really enjoy it. I am almost at the bottom of this glass, but a pro always comes prepared. So I got my little Ozark Trail here, has a couple ice cubes in it, so I'm gonna dump those in there. Got the bottle to refresh myself. We're ready to go.
So when you're talking about really being into Japanese whiskey, do you think that Japanese whiskey like reciprocates the love, similar to other parts of your life?
See what you're doing there. Because is it because like,
well, some listeners are gonna know. If you know, you know.
We're gonna go here. Okay. Well,
no, we don't have to. No,
go ahead.
That is a story for another time, listeners. But if
why
you know,
why don't you say it?
So
Asian women love me. That's basically what it comes down to. They have an affinity for me. I don't know what it is. It's inexplicable. EJ didn't believe it, and they saw it firsthand.
I can truthfully say I didn't believe it. And then we were out to brunch one day. Myself, my wife,
Ted's Bolden,
Mike, and his wife. The four of us, and
not married at the time.
No, but like very serious.
Down. Yeah, lock it down.
Very. Yeah. It was locked. And yeah, we had a lovely lady who was an Asian waitress, and she was close to our age, right? Maybe a little younger. And she was just very complimentary to you. And not that she was rude to the rest of us, but like she really honed in on you, congratulated you for eating your breakfast, which was really, I think, the tipping point when she did that. But yeah.
And we were so. Again, it's easier to be on YouTube and to see us to understand, but like EJ and I, some people would say we look alike.
Sure.
There was actually once upon a time, EJ and I and our wives went, and with other people, went on a vacation in Charlottesville, Virginia, and we rented an Airbnb, and the Airbnb owner came out, and she like froze and did like, we had heard up till that point that we look alike, but then like she froze and was like, thought we were twins.
Yeah, she did double take, like a literal like moving her head double take.
And that was the first time that had happened to us. So like the fact that like, so that's what made EJ believe in the fact that like I just excrete some pheromone that like is appealing to certain women. And because we were sitting right across the table from each other. EJ even looked at me after the waitress took my plate and complimented me on eating my breakfast.
It was such a weird thing too. It was such a weird statement.
And you were done too.
Yeah.
And you just held up your plate after she walked away, like I'm finished too, like a sad little puppy. Like,
yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. That was when I knew it was a weird comment to congratulate you on that, or to compliment you on that, I guess. And then for her not to do it to me made it even weirder. Yeah. But yeah, so it doesn't surprise me that Japanese whiskey agrees with you.
I guess it doesn't. I guess it doesn't. I guess it's in the cards. But anyways.
So let's get on topic here.
On to the draft.
So today we obviously had our planned OTAs in the dog days of summer, and we have our amazing, exciting new series coming in August. We posted about it. We're going to be watching Hard Knocks this year, episode by episode, and giving a review afterwards. Very exciting. But because of all of this college football craziness with realignment and conferences just breaking up, we felt like we had to do this episode. Like we would be doing a disservice being a college football focused podcast and not discuss this. So Mike had a very fun idea of us doing our own college football realignment draft. And that is what we're going to do today. But before we get into that and kind of lay out the rules, lay out the implications for this and potentially the consequences for one of us, let's just talk about college football realignment. How crazy has this been? I mean, we had Texas, Oklahoma, and that was
last summer.
Right. That wasn't too surprising in the sense that, like, it'd been rumored Texas had been wanting to leave. It might have been surprising the SEC was the one that got them, but then out of nowhere, USC, UCLA, peacing out, going to the Big Ten. Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and even I had to like jog my own memory because I kind of forgot that, like, prior to last year, the thought was that Texas would go to maybe the Pac-12. And then obviously Texas and Oklahoma joined the SEC. And, you know, that was huge last year. And then now all of a sudden obviously they're not in, I think 2025 is the year Texas and Oklahoma join the SEC. And 2024 is UCL, which is crazy because they announced that a year later, they're accelerating the trip, which I guess I don't think that there's anything that Texas and Oklahoma can do to accelerate their schedule, but maybe they can. I don't know.
Maybe, maybe. I don't know. I'm
because
not sure.
Many would argue the reason why the Big 12 didn't, when this initial realignment was happening, and we've talked about this, right? When the initial realignment was happening, the Pac-12 was the Pac-10. They became the Pac-12, and it seemed like the Pac-12 could become the Pac-16, and because, you know, SEC had taken A&M, and I think the Big Ten had taken Nebraska and Rutgers and Maryland, and then the Texas was like, we're going to stay put. And Texas is obviously the big domino because they have, you know, the Longhorn Network, and, you know, the TV dollars that they bring to the table are massive. And then, you know, short time later, they joined the SEC, and now this has happened. And, you know, there's talk of like Oregon and Washington said, hey, Big Ten, will you take us? And Big Ten's like, well, let's see what the Irish do first. And, you know, waiting for Notre Dame to make their move. And now it feels like so I have a great reverence for Kirk Herbstreit. I think he's one of the best announcers that we have in the game. I think that him and Chris Fowler are maybe the best college, not even college, just football, like, announcing duo ever of all of the great announcing duos that we have, you know, pro and college. And Herbstreit was talking about eventually he sees it, and he actually kind of came, I forgot to tell you this, I don't know if you saw this, CJ, this week he kind of like not backtracked, but like modified his statement, because a couple weeks ago when USC UCLA was first announced, he said, I can see two major conferences similar to like AFC, NFC in the NFL. And he was referencing the SEC and Big Ten. This week, he actually said that he thinks it could become three. I would be I kind of wish that like Joe was here and we could do the three, and maybe we'd have to realign how we're doing this whole podcast. But like three would be real, because two makes sense. Three would be like, that's interesting. You know, like I don't know who would be the maybe I guess the ACC or maybe even the Pac-12 would be the conference that kind of starts the third. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the ACC is solid for now. I think a lot of the reason why there hasn't been a ton of talk about some of the marquee schools from the ACC leaving is because they have a pretty restrictive contract with the ACC, and especially their ACC network, which from what I have read, I'm obviously not an expert, but is pretty terrible. Like it's just not revenue like gaining at all. Like it's just a pretty,
it doesn't gain revenue, or doesn't
it's just
give
like
to the schools.
Yeah, the amount of money that the schools get is terrible, and it was a really long contract. It was just
but the ACC benefits, is that what
no, I'm saying like the schools in the ACC get paid not a lot. And
but does the conference itself, like the ACC, like get money? Like
yes, but the amount of money they get from their TV deal is not where it should be. They should be getting more from the network itself. Now, mind you, they don't have a ton of huge media markets after allowing the Big Ten to take two of the biggest ones. But
allowing
right
in quotes,
but they so that seems pretty solid, and it's just inevitable. Like the Pac-12 is now down to 10, and there's really only like a school worth anything there, and it's only because of Phil Knight and Nike. So, but then you look at the Big 12, and
which school is that? Or Oregon State? Is that it?
Or Oregon State.
Go
Beavers. But so then you look at the Big 12, and they don't really have any big markets either. But they at least got back to 12, so they went down. Or are they at 14? I don't remember.
Well, I mean, the Big 12 does. I mean, I did some research. I think the Big 12's market share, from what I could see, well, I guess Big 12 and ACC are pretty close, but then the Pac-12 losing
Los Angeles.
I don't know. There's like a lot. Yeah, losing Los Angeles is tough, but they do have Sacramento, Oakland, or I'm sorry, not Sacramento, San Francisco, Oakland.
For now. I mean, it's just and I mean, they technically have Missouri too, right? So that's
that's
Missouri,
the SEC.
Colorado. I meant Colorado. So they have Denver.
Right, Denver.
But it seems like, and the two conferences came together because so you have currently the Pac-12 is at 10. You have the Big 12 is at 10, but they're losing Texas, Oklahoma to drop them down to 8, but then they're gaining the 4 in UCF, Central Florida, Houston, Cincinnati, and Brigham Young. So they're getting back to 12.
Brigham Young. Yep.
But they the big thing there is, so those two conferences talk to each other, I think this week actually, assuming they would come to some partnership, and they both basically said, we're going to wait for the other one to die and we're going to devour the remains. So instead of coming together and working something out, they're basically just waiting for the other one to break apart.
I also don't know. I also don't know, how long will that last? They might get into the sea. Like I wouldn't be surprised if talks kind of spin back up here, because having that leak, not even, I don't know if leak is the right word, but having that come out that like, okay, we're done. We've cut off talks. Like, I wonder if part of that is like posturing on one of the conference's side, or maybe both, because there's going to be pressure from boosters and stuff like that and from schools to be like, hey, we want to like Herbstreit's point, we want to be that third conference. We want to dictate it. We don't want to, because they have something good that could happen out of it, between Houston and San Francisco markets and Denver and, all the UCF has Orlando. So, like they have some markets that they could take advantage of here. So,
I'd love to see like an actual media market breakdown. Cause we talked about this before, offline, about like something like Georgia Tech, and how like Georgia Tech is literally in downtown Atlanta. So, and Athens is not where Georgia's at. So you would assume that people in Atlanta can watch the SEC network and watch Georgia, but like, I mean, there's literally Georgia Tech, so the ACC network has to be one of them lost in that battle. And then if you're thinking about Houston, I mean, you have College Station is not that far away. So if I had to guess, at who got the media rights to Houston,
right.
it's probably not the formerly 8-10 school, right? It's probably,
right.
A&M. So
Right.
it's pretty crazy. I think the Big 12, believe it or not, everyone thought they would be the first one to die, and I think they're in the best position between them and the Pac-12 because
Yeah.
like Oregon and Washington want to leave. Like they
Yeah.
have no desire of staying. 10's not sustainable really where they're in the Pac-12.
No.
And
not at
so
all.
losing those two who are just ready to bail, like I think the Big 12 was kind of looking at them like, listen, we're in
Yeah.
control here.
Yeah.
We'll take, your Arizonas, your Phoenix market when you
Yeah.
disband. But
what's funny is too, just when we had that Georgia Tech conversation, you just spurred something in my brain. So my wife and I have started watching Abbott Elementary, and when we were having that conversation, it was right before we went to go see Thor: Love and Thunder, and Abbott Elementary, you can watch it for free on Comcast with through like ABC's, I don't know, whatever, like they're, ABC allows it, but they like run so many commercials. At the beginning of every episode of Abbott Elementary is a commercial for Thor: Love and Thunder. And my lovely wife gave me like a hard time. Like, I really wanted to see that movie. Like, why didn't you ask me? So now, like, every time we watch it, we're 6 episodes in. She said that in, like the first or second episode. And now I'm like, babe, do you want to go see that movie? Like, I'm just giving her a hard time.
and now you're just getting glances, right? You're just catching glances. She doesn't even have to say anything anymore. It's just kind of
not even glances. Just like, I'll murder you. And I'm like, I love you, sweetie. Please don't. I'm not done on this earth.
So before we get to this draft, what is your ideal college football landscape look like to you? I can start because I kind of put you on the spot.
Please do.
I've always thought 4 would be a good, like obviously you're still going to get good football and you can make the argument
4 with how many? Like about, you don't have to give me an exact number, but approximately how many teams?
I would say probably 416, maybe 420 team conferences.
Nice. 420. There you go.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. I didn't even mean to do that. So I mean, I get it, like realistically and in the foreseeable future. I mean, college football is top heavy dominated. There's realistically only like 3 schools that really have a shot at winning on a yearly basis, with maybe the off LSU type team that comes along and just has, the right pieces. But so when you think about minimizing, the pool of potential, participants in an overall, college football, like if you have 2 conferences and there's only 48 teams, like, I get that. I get that it wouldn't probably make too much of a difference at the top end. But I like the idea of still having conferences, still having at least some regional rivalries. I get that, obviously, geography, kind of got thrown out the door or out the window.
Geography.
Yeah, geographic geography got thrown out the window when you have West Virginia in the Big 10 or Big 12 and
almost heaven,
right? Like Denver
West
in the
Virginia,
Pac-12, Missouri in the SEC,
Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River.
Yeah,
life is older there.
I like the idea of having 4. So having obviously keeping the ACC pretty intact, SEC, Big 10, and then having some sort of combination of the conferences out west. That's kind of what I think would be great. You could keep the playoff still smaller and just allow 4 conference winners plus either 4 at large or 2 at large. That's kind of where I don't think that's going to happen, but I think that would be what I would prefer. But what do you think?
Right. Well, Herbstreit kind of had me sold on the 2 conference idea. I mean, I could see 3 happening now though too. Like, I was but like at the same time, and you and I think talked about this a little bit too. Like, it will be interesting to see if we go to these mega conferences and then like once they're in the mega conferences, someone feels like they're not getting a fair piece of the pie and they split off on their own thing. Like, I don't know, man. Like I kind of, what would be fun is within, our lifetime, we see like 2 mega conferences created. And then out of that, there's like 10 mini conferences, and we're just back to where we were. Like, I think that would be a lot of bring back the Big East is really what I'm trying to do. Because honestly, of all the sports I've watched, I don't think I've ever been as that's a lot. I'm definitely most into college football. But I had a lot of joy, like knowing about like I don't know, like just these random small schools in the Big East, and like, like for basketball purposes, like, tiny ass schools, like, and being so into Syracuse and Pitt and Georgetown and Seton Hall, and like, it was fun. It was and like it was just fun. It was a good time. So Syracuse, UConn, Georgetown, Pitt, Seton Hall, all Big East was a blast. So
a powerhouse of football programs there. I don't even think half of them have a D1 program.
No, they probably don't. But it was fun. It was a fun time.
College basketball is still a fun time. I don't know. I get that Pitt's not been great, but like, you need to jump back on. I've been telling you this. You need to get back on. You have a team. You can still stick with Pitt. You have a team in Michigan State if you want to.
I do love that. Well, okay. So if you ask me if someone is, I mean, the Spartans are my team. I go green, go white.
Hell, even freaking the SEC all of a sudden is buying a bunch of freaking recruits and
yeah,
have
Nate
all
Oates
these
is doing this thing. Yeah,
I mean, you have, I think, is it Arkansas? There's a there's a non-Kentucky team that has 3 of the top 7 recruits coming into this class this next season, and I think it's Arkansas. It's just some random SEC school that they clearly bought the players, which whatever, like, listen, like NIL is NIL now, but it's just like, it seems out of place. One of them is like from I think it's, it is. I think one of them is from Fayetteville. So like they just kept the kid there.
Yeah, right.
But then they snagged 2 other in the top 10. So yeah, I mean, I can't sit here and, even Bama and all and these other SEC schools are really popping up. That was a boss move there.
God said, let there be light. Didn't even have to get up. Yeah. Well, I keep going back and forth on having my window open because I love the sound of nature and I love the fresh breeze from outside. But I also have a vent right above me that's dripping condensation onto me. I think I'm just going to let that ride. I'm just going to let drip the condensation. We're just going to live with it. So, because I can't beat the sounds of nature, because folks in Virginia, where EJ and I are both located, it is a nice breezy 85 degrees at 8:00 in the evening. So we live on hell's doorstep right now. So and believe it or not, I have a tea time on Sunday where the high was supposed to be 100. Now it's down to a nice, cool, crisp 98 degrees. So yeah, I don't know why I signed up for that.
Yeah, you're gonna golf in that? That's gonna be miserable.
Oh, I sure am. Yeah. Oh, we'll see.
What time are you teeing off?
Seamus, what 10:30.
Oh my gosh, he screwed you too. That's literally the time. If you want,
we got nothing. We got nothing, dude.
If you want to do any outside activity, it has to be before 10. Like if you got like a 7 a.m. tee time, it'd be different.
Well, as Seamus himself would say, that's the way she goes.
Yeah, that sounds miserable. The way she goes. I mean, I also play hockey, but like not playing on Sunday because it's going to be 110 degrees.
Hockey guy here.
Yeah, outside hockey. So I am just gonna say though, like as lovely as like nature is, it's probably not great for like audio and podcasting.
Oh, so, people love the ambient noise.
Yeah.
People,
like
you wouldn't believe,
I could hear that bug out there, and that was distracting me. And
you wouldn't believe
like
how much
the
people love the ambient noise. All my calls when I have the ambient noise, oh, it's a blast because people happen to listen to us while they're falling asleep.
Yeah,
perfect. There you go.
We don't have McConaughey's voice.
Well, hello there. Listen,
Whiskers and Whiskeys present
no free ads.
Football realignment draft.
No free ads, but like the Calm app. If you don't have the Calm app, you can listen to Matthew McConaughey read you a story to go to sleep, and just listen to this beginning.
Well, hello there.
Just that's it. Just that. Well, hello there. It's
all you
so.
And spoiler alert, there's like the story is nonsensical with no ending. The point
I don't know about that. Well, how you know? Well, nonsensical with no ending. I've never heard the end of it. I've listened to it 10 times. I've fallen asleep to it every time.
That's the point. He just talks long enough.
Hey, what else do you want when you're going to sleep, dude? This isn't audible. This is calm. There are different intentions, my man. Oh,
sure. All right. So
it's the point of the app. It's the point of the app.
I was just letting the people know. Like sometimes, like I'm the kind of person. It could go one of two ways for me. Like obviously, his voice is nice and calming. I do have the Calm app, but I don't pay for it, so I don't get access to him. There's just like some free ambient noises that you can have. But a part of me would obviously it's relaxing, but a part of me is like, oh, what's he saying? Like, oh, how's the story gonna end? Like a part of me, it'd be like counterintuitive for me because I would start thinking and listening about the story.
You're too inquisitive. Gotta shut the brain off.
That's why I don't listen to people talk. Then.
Take the face.
I'm sorry that I pay attention to people when they talk. Like I focus. I try my best to not drown them out.
What were you saying?
Yeah, exactly. On that note, because we've been drinking, I'm going to need a pee break, similar to the movie theaters. So why don't we take a little bathroom break here? And then when we come back, we're going to do this college football realignment draft. Me versus you.
Woo!
Mano a mano.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Hey there, Michigan friends. Are you sick with a voice like me and you need to keep your kids occupied? Or do you just need a fun way to keep your kids busy on college football Saturdays when you just want to have drinks with the boys? Jump into a Callahan. Callahan Party Rentals, that is. They have inflatables for all ages. Maybe you just hit your 4-game parlay. Even you can run a victory lap on one of the Callahan Party Rentals bounce houses. Find them online at facebook.com/Callahan Party Rentals.
We're back.
We are back. Bladders are emptied. We're feeling great. I'm ready for this.
Bladders never empty because I stay real hydrated. So I just got pissed all the time.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah, actually, I don't know what I'm doing. Turn my hat backwards. Turn my hat forward. Keep it backwards over the top.
He literally just Ash Ketchum'd me here. He went from like straight forward to the back.
I got
Pikachu's about to come out here.
Let's go.
All right, so let me explain this. Let me talk through this. So
why don't you explain it? Talk through it.
We thought it would be fun to do a college football realignment draft. So this isn't necessarily what we think is going to happen, but if we were to just reset college football, the landscape of college football, this is how we would do it. This is we're going to do similar to like a fantasy draft. So we're going to lay down kind of the landscape, the environment, kind of what we're working with here, so that you guys understand kind of the rules and what we're going by here. So we're under the assumption here of Kirk Herbstreit's original thoughts on where college football is headed, which is to two conferences, super conferences made up of 24 teams in each conference. And that is broken down into 4 divisions with 6 schools in each division. So we're going to, because
24 total.
24 total. So we are going to, run this exercise like what it would be in the future of it being the SEC and the Big Ten. So Mike, obviously being Alabama Crimson Tide fan, is going to be drafting for the Southeastern Conference, and myself, being from Michigan and a Michigan State fan, will be drafting on behalf of the Big Ten. So,
boo!
To keep this in perspective, because you guys are going to play a very important role for us, like I said, we're going to have 4 divisions, and we have to fill 6 teams in each division. So we're running under the assumption that in a given college football year, you would play your other 5 division opponents and one other division. So that why I bring that up is it's important because when we are placing these schools into divisions, we want to make sure that we're keeping in mind rivalries because in some cases, you're only going to play a school once every 3 years versus playing them on an annual basis. So,
and we had first talked about this. There's also like other options, you know, like because in the NFL, you play, obviously the divisions are smaller. It's only 4 teams per division. And, you know, you could play, for example, you know, you play your division twice, and then, you know, you play based on where you rank, you play other divisions and the team that finished in the same spot. So, you know, there could be opportunities where, you know, for example, you play the other 5 teams in your division, and maybe, you know, you play, you know, if you finished, I don't know, like
top
1
3?
and 2, if you let's say you finish 1 and 2, right? Then you play the 1 and 2 teams in each of those other divisions. If you finish 3 and 4, then you play 3 and 4 in each of the other divisions. So I think that like that would actually be a little bit more interesting than just playing one other division that you get to go across divisions. But again, this is totally theoretical. Like,
sure.
Who knows what could happen?
Yes.
And you know, who knows that we'll even get to this point where it's just 2 super conferences of 24 teams. But we both agreed it would be pretty fun if we got here. And there's also some stipulations. So EJ is drafting for the Big Ten. I'm drafting for the SEC. And I think an important thing to call out for the listeners or viewers, if you're watching on YouTube, which I cannot recommend enough because we do have our hats on display here. But go ahead.
And I will intercede here. I was going to earlier, but we were just rocking and rolling. I noticed that we can offer, I've noticed this on Spotify for a while, where you can watch some podcasters if they have videos available, like a Joe Rogan, for instance, since he came from the YouTube world, he still records his videos, and so you can watch him. Now, obviously, I don't recommend you trying to watch podcasts as you're driving. If this is this is when you listen to podcasts, or particularly us. But if you want to kind of go all, you know, Hulu show, no free ads, that has Steve Martin and Martin Short and Selena Gomez in it, they listen to their podcasts, as you find out in season 1, at home, at dinner, like afterwards, kind of like instead of watching TV, they listen to a podcast show. So we will try to upload the video onto Spotify for this, because
quick note on that. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, because this is going to be a very visual, we're going to do our best to talk through things so that you can visualize it, but you will be literally able to see it on YouTube, and we're going to try to fit this in on Spotify this week.
I definitely recommend, if you've never watched us on YouTube, and this is going to be the first one we're going to do on Spotify, maybe that you do it here. And I also want to say that I do watch Formula One races while I drive, because I'm often like going places. Like this Sunday is the French Grand Prix, and I guarantee you that on my way to my tea time, I am going to be watching the French Grand Prix on the way there. Let's go Ferrari, let's go McLaren, fuck you Lewis Hamilton. And
well, let's hope
that's all I have to say.
You're around to post this on Monday.
Well, like I said, it's just, you know,
between the distraction, getting to your I don't know, are you playing at your course?
No,
are you going elsewhere?
No,
okay.
I'm going elsewhere. Yeah.
So either you're going elsewhere, or you just like die of heat exhaustion through like 6 holes.
You'd like that. You'd like that, because then you'd win. Well, actually, I would probably win. I get the sympathy vote. So, and that's an important thing that we should call out too.
We haven't brought it up yet.
Yes, we are going to ask you all. We are going to post a poll on Instagram. Can we post one on Facebook? Can we do a Facebook poll? That's
I can try. I mean, our posts go to my personal Facebook. Yeah, sure. I'm sure we can figure it out.
All right. So we're
time.
gonna post. So definitely check out our Instagram at whiskers.whiskies, with an EYS, not an IES. And vote on the poll, because we want you to vote, based on what we do here. You'll take a look at the two conferences and you will vote which is the best conference, I guess.
And we're going to leave that ambiguous to you. It can mean best, can mean a ton of different things to a ton of different people. It can be just straight programs, programs that have won national championships, keeping rivalries, keeping it geographically relevant. Like, honestly, each
or historical, as we saw by Mad Dog on first. Like, that was actually great timing. So for folks that didn't see it, Mad Dog was on, I think it was First Take, and gave his view of the top 5 most. They framed it well. They didn't frame it well. I should say they framed it to facilitate his rankings.
Point of view,
yeah, of the most historic college football programs. And it was like Bama was 3, Michigan was 2, Notre Dame was 1. And like the look of like sheer pain on the faces of Ryan Clark and David Pollock as Mad Dog is giving these rankings was just it was disgust on Pollock and Clark's faces as he was going through these rankings.
I mean, when Mad Dog Russo, baseball guy, had to clarify that he knows things about football, the second he had to do that, you knew you were going down a path.
You were going down a path for sure.
Yeah. So this is important, guys. So we are going to be pitted against each other. You are going to vote for who did best constructing the better conference, and loser is going to have to buy the other a bottle of whiskey of their choosing. So within I'm not. I mean, when I win, I'm not going to ask you to buy me Pappy. So within reason here, guys.
Within reason. Yeah. We'll share the winner's selection and everything like that. We'll do a full exchange and everything like that too.
Sure. And so how we're going to start this off. So Mike and I had talked about this. So he is going to, where we have our 4 divisions, and we are going to name them. I might name them quicker than Mike does mine. But we're going to have divisions 1, 2, 3, 4. And to start, both of us have a chance. And let me say this ahead of time. We have not talked about this. I have no idea what his strategy is. He has no idea what mine is. And so what we said was I'm going to be able to keep 4 schools from the Big Ten, and I'm going to put them 1 in each division. And then the rest of, and then he's going to then do the same. He gets to keep 4 SEC schools, and this is including Texas, Oklahoma, including USC, UCLA, and he gets to keep 4, and everyone else in college football gets put into the pool, fantasy football style, and then we're going to flip a coin, although I feel like I should have first pick.
Why do you feel like you should have first pick?
Flip a coin to see who gets then the first pick.
Why do you feel like you should have first pick? Say it.
And honestly,
say it.
I was feeling okay about this until my coworker actually brought it up when I told him about our idea. And we talked about this. Since 2000, there's been a national champion that came from the Big Ten, and there's been 6, 7 from the SEC.
Well, I can't blame it from the same school. EJ, I thought about your plight, because the Big Ten is desolate, and I should definitely win this draft no matter what. I'm gonna give you an option.
Okay, what's my option here?
So instead of flipping a coin to determine who picks first, I'm gonna give you an option.
Okay,
you can have the first overall pick
after we've settled the 4.
Yeah, after we've settled the 4. Okay. Or I get the first pick, and then you get the next 2. And then after that, we go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Oh, I wish you would have said this to me beforehand.
So that's what I wanted for the pod. That's what I wanted for the content, baby. For the content. I have a coin here ready to flip. But the alternative is you take first and then I take two, or the alternative being you let me take the first pick and I take the next two. I know this. I love it. Tune into YouTube to see the pain on EJ's face.
I will take one of your two options. I'm gonna have to take the option where I get to pick first, because I think if I give you the first pick, and then I need that first pick. I need to.
I wish I didn't get this now. Oh, I thought I was gonna put your brain in a blender.
No, because I've already obviously thought through who you're going to keep, and because the SEC is, has more of a four to pick from than the Big Ten. I need that fifth pick. I can't wait for you to take someone, even if I get the next two. So
you get the first pick and then I get two after that.
No, you didn't say that.
No, well, that is what I said. You get the first one, and I get two, and that goes back and forth.
Or we can flip a coin, and I could either just
and you can just let luck decide. There's three options. Either you get the first pick and I get the next two, or I get the first pick and you get the next two, or we flip a coin. And keep in mind, I feel like you feel pretty. I mean, there are Big Ten, and we should clarify too for the listeners. When we say that we are keeping schools from the SEC and Big Ten, this includes the SEC includes Texas and Oklahoma, and the Big Ten includes USC and UCLA. So that definitely adds a lot to it as far as TV marketability of teams. So I know that for me, my keepers obviously is impacted by this decision. I'm not saying that I'm including one of those schools, Texas or Oklahoma, but I'm saying it impacts my decision on which to keep.
Yeah. Okay. The day that you don't take Texas is going to be the day. Okay. I
should go get my Texas hat.
Shoot. Yeah. I mean, I don't want dead air here, so I just needed to make up my mind. Let's just. I'm not going to gamble. Why don't we flip a coin?
You are going to gamble then.
Well,
okay.
Yeah, but I think it's more of a gamble for me to either let you take that first pick, depending on who you keep. Obviously, I don't know who you're going to keep, or take the next two. I feel like I'd rather let you take one and then one. I don't know. I'd rather try and go for that one without giving.
Do you want to start sharing the screen now so that we can let the folks see? All right. Okay.
So for the people that are just listening and aren't going to be able to see us, I have a PowerPoint here, and so on one slide it's have
a lovely PowerPoint.
Our Big Ten and SEC with boxes that have the divisions 1 through 4, and then a second slide that has all the schools logos from all the current Power 5 schools, and that's where I'm going to be copying and pasting these logos into the divisions once we select them. So
So let's do this. So let's flip the coin, determine who picks first.
Okay.
And then we will pick our keepers. And then you feel like you want to say your conference's names. Now, I have an idea, but your draft picks could screw up my conference names. So I don't want to do that.
I will wait, but I think halfway through, I think I'm going to be, if things go remotely,
you tell me,
I want
baby.
them. Yeah. We'll break halfway through and see if you feel comfortable naming yours. I feel like I'm probably going to feel pretty good about it by then. I mean, honestly, my 4 keepers are probably going to determine the names anyway, but
okay. All right. Well, all right. So here we go.
All right, let's do this.
So I have a ball marker here. So heads is Bay Hill.
Okay.
Tails is just, Arnold Palmer Invitational, right?
I'm gonna have to trust you because you're really small on my screen.
I obviously, I promise. Like, this is, I'll let you call it. Do you want heads or tails?
I'm gonna call tails. Tails never fails.
Okay, so again, heads is Bay Hill. Tails is the Arnold Palmer Invitation.
Come on, baby.
And to be fair, I flip, I turn it over, and then that's what it is. Okay, I dropped on the ground. All right, there we go. All right.
Take one.
Tails indeed never fails, my friend. You get the first overall pick.
Yes. Okay. Do you want to start with, so how do you want to do our keepers? Do you want to do all four of yours and tell me which division, or do you want to go one by one by one by one?
Yeah, well, I also like division 1 through 4. Like, I feel like that doesn't really matter, right? Like,
sure. Maybe not to you.
Well, do you think your divisions like have preference or
1,000%? I know because of the rivalry aspect and the idea that if I'm in Division 1, I might not play Division 2.
Oh, no. Like like for me, 1 through 4 doesn't mean much. I just like I have teams that I want to be in a particular division. It's just the 1, 2, 3, 4 is okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So I can start. You want me to go through? I'll go through all 4 of mine.
Let's go.
Or what do you think? Do you want to go back and forth or go through all 4? Let's go through all 4.
That's fine.
Pot through. Okay. So D1. All right. No, because I have it ranked a different way.
Sure. Yeah.
D1, Texas.
Shocker.
The Texas Longhorns.
I was almost more sure about that than Alabama. Like you could sit here and try and talk me into if I don't pick them. Yeah, okay. There's no chance you were gonna not take it. Texas.
All right. Number 2, LSU. This was actually D2 was the hardest one that I had figuring out what I was gonna do. I had a good idea for all the other ones, but D2 was tough. All right. So number 3 here is Vandy. No, I'm kidding. It's Alabama.
Did you hear their coach during the SEC media day?
No,
you did not.
No.
Oh, he admits they are not the best team in the conference now, but he thinks they will be soon.
Yeah, that's cool. I think pigs are gonna fly on my ass after I eat Taco Bell for dinner too. So
I mean, but that does happen, does it not?
Yeah. Okay, so all right.
Ooh, so Texas, LSU. So you're splitting Bama and LSU. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
so
Texas, that was an interesting choice. Yeah.
Bama, and who's your 4th?
All right. So whereas I had the hardest time picking which teams to go with LSU, I had the hardest time deciding who was going to be the captain of my 4th division. EJ, do you have a guess?
I have a team that I want you to choose. Or more so, I want you to not choose. But I'm not going to say anything because then you can change up. You can make your mind up anytime. So I think you just need to tell me.
Okay, it is Florida.
Okay. Bold move, Cotton.
Yes, it is a bold move.
Bold move, excluding the defending national champion. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So for Mike, he has in his Division 1, and again, sorry for the listeners. Again, we recommend watching it on YouTube, or we're really going to try and upload this on Spotify. We're obviously going to post pictures of the final map and everything. But as you're listening, we're going to do our best to talk through this so that you can visualize it. But so we have for the SEC to start off with, Mike's keepers, like a fantasy football league, are Texas in 1 division, LSU in the 2nd division, Alabama in the 3rd division, and Florida in the 4th division.
I feel instant regret for going first, given that you are drafting first. I feel like I should have let you go first and then I could react to that, because I feel like that you are reacting to my decisions and I feel like I know where you're going with your first pick. I feel like dread in my heart.
I mean, I kind of already signaled it, but
yeah, you did. You did. I actually kind of want to like, can I change one? But no, I'm not gonna.
And actually, I just realized I didn't do control. There we go. Okay. So I'm gonna, so you can see here so we don't get confused. All right, so mine. So I'm gonna just kind of kill the suspense here, but obviously my first division is going to be Ohio State.
Of course.
The Ohio State, the only school, honestly, it sucks to say, but the only school like worth anything in the Big Ten. Thank you for still being there. So gonna go with that. My Division 2, I'm going with Sparty.
Oh, I was wondering if you were going to take Sparty. Okay.
Yes, because I knew you would take them in spite if I did not. So I'm taking Sparty. Honestly, again, the Big Ten has only a few storied programs, but even fewer story programs that are continued to be storied recently. And not just because I'm a Michigan State fan, but if you're looking at where they are now and where they are looking in the future, I think there's probably a top 4 Big Ten schools, and I only could pick, or I would say 6, and I could only pick 4 of them. So I picked that as one. So Division 3, I'm going to take the Trojans.
Fuck. That was like, that was my number 1 pick.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I figure it wasn't, but
I mean, I need them. If we excluded those, the Big Ten's like pool is even smaller. And then Division 4, I was really between some schools here. So these 3 I felt pretty good about. Naturally, I mean, not a shocker here. You're looking at Michigan, you're looking at Penn State, you're looking at Wisconsin, and I'm gonna go with the Badgers.
Okay.
I'm gonna. I don't, this could be a shocker here, picking Michigan.
That is surprising to me. That is surprising to me.
But
it's funny because you had a school obviously that you want on your list. I have a school that I want on your list. So okay, all right, here we go.
There we go. So we will start this now. Okay, I gotta make sure I got my little list.
Well, give a summary of your teams too.
Okay, so. To summarize this again, Big Ten, 4 divisions. My first division is Ohio State. My second division is Michigan State. My third division is USC. And my last division is Wisconsin.
Yep.
Okay, so then with the first pick here, I'm going to take the Georgia Bulldogs. This was
not who I thought you were going to take.
This was a school I wanted really bad, and not only am I going to take them, but I'm going to put them here with Ohio State. So I'm going to make those 2 fight it off in this massive first division here.
So I thought
feel pretty good about it.
Wow. So I thought that you were going to take a different school with your first pick. And I actually went back and forth on Florida and Georgia on which one to keep, but I had reasons for keeping Florida. So, wow. Okay, cool. That's,
give me your first pick. Honestly, I knew my first pick needed to be the excluded SEC school, the next best.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I was doing this exercise in my head, the idea of Ohio State and Georgia was like really making me excited. In this case, honestly, I would have taken Florida if you hadn't. So
yeah. So you would have taken Florida if I took Georgia. That would be your first pick.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
I needed those guys. I have other ones that are on the similar tiers, but that my honest answer, I would have taken whatever you didn't leave. If you would have taken both of them,
So I can actually give the name to division number 3.
Okay.
With Here my second pick. So my second pick is actually going to be called the We Want Bama division.
Okay. We want
Bama.
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 Yes, Bama.
Yeah. And with my second pick, I'm going to take Penn State.
Penn State. Okay.
I I gotta get that Philly viewership.
Sure.
I'm want the TV market, so I am taking Penn State here.
I definitely was wanting to keep them. I really wanted to put them in Ohio State's division. I love, obviously they're one of the top 6, like I was mentioning. Pennsylvania is a great recruiting state. I'm kind of making your point here, but like that was a tough one for me. I really went back and forth on them or not. So great.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know what? I'll name my division 1 too. I'm going to call this division the division.
The division.
Just you have the Ohio State University. You have the Georgia Bulldogs, national champions. Always, always there. So right now, to recap, we have Ohio State and Georgia together. We have Alabama and Penn State and the We Want Bama. We're here. With my next pick, I am going to choose. This is tough. This is actually really tough for me because like I'm really thinking through. I have a couple schools in mind, but like how to prioritize which one to take right now, because I love Ohio State, Georgia together. I like the idea of keeping these, at least getting a couple of my top picks in each division before you snake them. So the next question is like, which one to take here? And okay, I'm going to take, with my second pick here, the University of Notre Dame.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, I would have been surprised if you didn't take it, Notre Dame. I had them up on the big board as well, so I would have been surprised.
I'm going to slot them with my Division 2 with my Michigan State Spartans. Give me the megaphone all day, every day, please.
So that would have been, you kind of like led me a little bit astray with the whole "the" thing, because I was like, who's "the"? And you're moving the mouse around. So I think that's a great pick. Like, obviously, Notre Dame also brings with them a massive TV deal. So that's a great pick, dude. I absolutely.
I mean, people hate them, including myself, but they are always in the conversation, always does a great job recruiting. It's historical program, been to the playoff, been to national championships, and are a rival of Michigan State. Honestly, some of my favorite games growing up as a kid, obviously you have Michigan State. The next one was always Michigan State, Notre Dame. And I was pretty upset when Notre Dame got all, pissy and left their contract at the Big Ten.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great pick.
Who do you got? Give me.
So I was actually between Notre Dame and this school. Okay. I am going to take Texas A&M.
Same with me.
Right in Division 1, baby. Right in Division 1.
Same with me, man. That was my two. That was the other one. I really. Well,
so that's why I thought you were going to take because you were hovering over them whenever I was announcing my fourth division. So I thought you were going Division 1. I'm sorry, Division 1.
Oh, Texas. The Battle of the Texases.
Actually, if you could go ahead and update the name of Division 1, the name of this division will be Texas is Back.
Love it.
It's the Texas is Back division.
Okay. What a lovely thing. It was, in my head, it was between those two as well. Not a surprise here, guys, that Mike and I are thinking the same.
Not a surprise at all. Looking the same, thinking the same.
You're really gonna force my hand here. You are gonna force my hand. And I don't necessarily love it, but I gotta do it with my next pick because I'm afraid they'll be gone. And this could be some controversy here. Taking the Oklahoma Sooners.
Ooh, okay. All right.
I'm separating them from
Where are you putting them?
The Longhorns. I'm putting them SEC or USC needs a running mate here.
I love this because like I mean I would have thought, you know, USC and Oklahoma definitely is good together. Like, yeah, I love that pick, dude. I think that's really, really good.
I would have loved A&M, but you can't have everything you want, can you?
Can't have everything you want. Absolutely not.
Give it to me. Don't break my heart. Who's next? Who we got here?
So it's boy, yeah, okay. The University of Miami, baby. Okay. Throw them in with Florida. Not as prestigious as they used to be, but once they're in the SEC, baby, I feel like that money is just gonna come rolling in. You know, all that good money that they get. Like, yeah, I think it's good. I want them there. 7th for Crew. Motherfucker.
Okay.
What do you think about the pick? You seem to not like it.
No, I'm thinking my next move. Sorry, I know I need to be like more talkative here.
Give me something, man. Do you love the U or what?
I love the U. Obviously, as I'm pausing, it's because they were on my
Chris Mandia is out somewhere. Like
next,
where's the reaction?
I feel like, and I don't know how often this happens. I feel like it doesn't, or I would remember this, but it is often a shame that Florida, Florida State, Florida, Miami don't play each other they should. I know Florida State's fallen off, but like I think they actually do have a trophy together. They or a rivalry. I can't remember what it's called. Excuse me, because it doesn't ever happen. But the idea of making Florida and Miami play each other, it should be a necessity anyway. Like,
yes,
it should be always a non-conference. I don't care. It should happen. So,
and I get that Miami TV market, baby.
Oh, it's not even just that. Obviously, like the boosters have been similar to A&M, where they're just buying this next class. So, Cristobal's going to have zero excuses for them to be terrible.
Mario, he's not going to be coached for long.
Yeah. You don't think?
Well, let's be realistic. Well, I guess we could have Taco on the podcast and ask our good friend Chris his opinion. But
sure,
I mean, come on.
Okay, next pick. Have to do it. I actually had a feeling this was going to happen. But if I don't pick it now, I'm afraid you're going to pick it. You hate this school. You don't respect this school, but they deserve respect. It has to be Clemson.
That's a good. I mean, they were right at the top of my list. They were going to go in the We Want Bama division. I actually would have loved to have seen them play Bama all the time. That would have been great.
So my conundrum here is where to put them. I had an idea of where to put them. And I want to make sure that I'm thinking through this properly, though, because I don't want to. I warned you about doing what I'm probably going to do here, but
you got to stack a division.
Yeah. Fuck it.
EJ read me the riot act.
Yeah.
Don't stack one division. And you're about to do it.
It's going into the.
It's going. That's a really strong division,
and I love the proximity of them. So sorry, we haven't recapped this. We'll have your pick, and then I'll recap where we're at total here. But right now we have in my division. I just put them in the division with Ohio State, Georgia, Clemson. Good luck. Good luck. Now you don't have any excuses about like, do they deserve to be in the playoff? Do they this or that? They're going to earn their keep here. Like those schools,
they're going to earn their keep.
Yes. All right. So Mike, hit me with your next one.
I actually have a conundrum here because I have a couple schools that I could go with.
Join the party.
I'm just looking at what I have left. All right. Give me the Florida State Seminoles and put them right in division number 4.
Wow.
We're getting Florida, Miami, and Florida State. You talked about they're playing each other, whether they fucking like it or not.
Coach Prime coming to town.
Here we go, baby.
You want to know something funny?
Yeah, I do. I actually love funny things.
I mean, I guess it's really not that funny, but when I was going through in my head the different scenarios, what has happened is exactly what I thought would happen, in the sense that we were going to devour the East Coast. Like, I had a feeling that the big ACC schools plus Florida, Georgia were going to get devoured.
Yeah, well, you kind of threw off my strategy a little bit by taking Georgia, but yeah, I mean, listen, Florida, Miami, Florida State, like, I would have loved to have Georgia in that division, but since I can't, I feel like I have to jump on Florida State here. So I feel really good about that. My other divisions, I have a lot of schools out there. I was just looking at the list. I'm like, I gotta do what I gotta do. So
Jaffiel. Okay. All right. My next pick. Okay, sorry. I said I was going to give a landscape here. All right. So we have in the Big Ten, we have the division here, and that is Ohio State, Georgia, Clemson. Then in Division 2, which is still unnamed, but I have an idea, Michigan State, Notre Dame. Division 3 in the Big Ten is the USC Trojans and the Oklahoma Sooners. And then in Division 4, it is Wisconsin. And then moving to the SEC, we have the Texas is Back division that has Texas and Texas A&M. We have Division 2 unnamed with LSU. The next division is We Want Bama, which has Alabama and Penn State. And then Division 4 unnamed is Florida, Miami, and Florida State. Do you have a name for that? I mean, it can't be it. Was this not planned?
No, I have a name. Well, so I had a name. So when Georgia was, actually, I'll just go ahead and say it. When Florida was part of the group, I had a name. It was going to be Florida Georgia Line.
Sure.
But I thought that if I didn't keep Georgia, you might take them. So I'm going to name this group Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Because you hear all those crazy stories about the Florida Man. So, yeah. So that's what we're naming it. Florida Man.
Love it. Absolutely.
Do you love it? I think it's pretty funny.
I think it's hilarious.
I think it's funny.
Yeah, it's very fitting.
Anyways.
Okay. So with my next pick, you really threw a wrench in my plans here, but I'm not gonna let it get me down. Nobody gonna get me down. Oh no. All right, I got to keep it moving. So I'm going to take Oregon, the Ducks.
Oh,
quack, quack, quack.
Fuck! I was getting ready to go quack, quack. Dude, you fucked me. You actually fucked me on that. I have so many.
So what I'm gonna do here, and this is I had an issue, not an issue. I had a thought, and I'm gonna surprise with this one. I'm gonna put it with Wisconsin. So I had
an idea. No, I like that.
But I really wanted to, because inevitably, you have a lot of Pac-12, Big 12. I wanted to do mixing. I really wanted to avoid overall just picking like 4 schools from the Big 10 in one division.
Yeah.
4 schools from the SEC in one division. Like, I really wanted to mingle without going like Boston College to, Seattle. So I'm going to take the Ducks. And I'm going to put them in the division with Wisconsin.
One of my favorite bowl games is actually the Wisconsin-Oregon bowl game from Rose Bowl from 2012. Do you remember that game?
I do not. I know that the Wisconsin
Michael James and it had the twin brothers that played defense at Stanford, and it was and Jim Harbaugh, I think, was or maybe Harbaugh left. Yeah, Harbaugh left. But it was a great game, dude. Like, that bowl game, that Rose Bowl was awesome. I think if you have, I have no idea if like you can go watch on YouTube or whatever, But if you have the opportunity to watch the Wisconsin-Oregon Rose Bowl from 2012, definitely check it out. It's a really good game.
That might have been Mariota. He went to the playoff.
It wasn't.
It might have been a little later.
Yeah.
Okay, hit me with your next pick here. Don't hit me with your next
you
shot.
kind of like threw me for a loop a little bit. I'm gonna take
Hit me with the best shot. Where are we going? Oh, sorry. Here, I'll pick up. I mean, you already have it on your notes, but give you a little visual aid here. What are you thinking? Which one of these beautiful logos?
Yeah, so this is where I'm gonna go a little crazy. Give me between two. I don't know which one to pick. It's fine because they
Don't give
all
too
right.
much dead air.
Yeah, all right, okay. Give me Washington.
Ooh.
Yeah, give me Washington.
Huskers.
Give me that Seattle market and put it right with LSU.
Okay. Okay. Love it. Where did you go? Here we are. Little W with that.
Yeah, I mean, the reason behind the pick, we've got the Seattle TV market, maybe we have a chance to have, there's nothing, if you've listened to this podcast at all, or if you know me at all, I love nothing better than, going to sleep with the lullaby of like Pac-12 football, like late night, 10 o'clock kickoff. And to have the opportunity to have like LSU and Washington kick off at 10 p.m. Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah, that was actually when I lived in San Francisco. That was one of the good experiences I had. It was weird to wake up and watch football at 10 a.m. And luckily I had a bar that I could walk to that allowed you to bring food in. They didn't serve food, so you could bring in food. And honestly, they didn't even make me like buy a drink. So on those Sundays, I would just like get a breakfast sandwich and go sit at this bar, maybe have a Bloody Mary or like a mimosa, something, because it was 10 o'clock games. And I would watch my 1 o'clock, typical East Coast 1 o'clock football games with the Lions, typically skip the 4 o'clock games and do grocery shopping. And then Sunday night football came on at like 5 o'clock. It was great. So you watch the entirety of Sunday night football, and then it's only like 8 o'clock, 8:30. And then you just catch like a late night like Warriors game or a Giants game, but it starts at like 7 or 8. So it was great.
I've watched 2 Super Bowls on the West Coast,
right.
And it is awesome because you have your whole night ahead. Like the Super Bowl wraps up and you're good to go.
Right.
Yeah. So
everyone else is complaining.
other
than
than
like 6 o'clock.
Yeah. Other than the jet lag, you're pretty much good to go. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
All right. So you took the UW. Okay. Next one. Got to do it. Really happy to do it. Taking Michigan.
There you go.
And Paul Bunyan is alive. I'm not going to put Ohio State because honestly, the game has been boring for 20 years. And the idea with this is it only happens once every 3 years, which makes it even bigger in my eyes. And 2, if you guys are fighting in the playoff, that could be the first meeting that year. The game could be a playoff game.
Yeah,
exactly. Love that. And obviously Paul Bunyan's awesome. So I love the idea of keeping that an annual thing and making the game that people talk about a more, less frequent and more even more stakes, when they finally do meet. So I am ready to name this division then. I'm feeling really good about this. So I'm going to call this one Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Because
all right.
It is Rust Belt. It is Midwest as you can get. You're throwing in 2 Michigan schools and an Indiana school. Like, just give me the planes, trains, and automobiles. I love it. Midwest right there.
Absolutely.
Boom. Got it.
I actually, so one thing we talk about at the end of this is I actually have names for divisions of like, if we weren't picking against each other, like,
yeah,
what would be cool to see. And there's some like the Rust Belt thing kind of got me out because I have a cool name for a division.
Okay.
That we can talk about at the end. All right.
Give me your next pick.
Gosh, I got a couple. Give me Houston. Give me the Cougs.
Ooh, Cougs.
Yeah, give me the Cougs.
Cougs. Let's do it. Houston, and where am I putting these bad boys?
They are in where you think?
Texas is back.
Texas is back, baby.
I love how you are just stacking states. So not only do you have the
I know
cornered the market in Texas, but you've also cornered the market in Florida, two of the biggest recruiting.
To your point, Houston is one of the biggest TV markets, and you bet your ass they're going to be watching SEC football. So,
and no offense to, actually maybe some offense to Maryland, Rutgers, and Northwestern, which make up three of the largest markets in, America. I mean, I can't speak for you, but they aren't on my list. So when you can still snake a big market that has a relevant team, that's a great pick.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'm feeling pretty good right now. I've accomplished a few things on my tiering here. So
I'm not feeling great. The fact that you took Notre Dame and Clemson, because they were going to go in the We Want Bama division. Like, that's where they're going to end up. So
let me do this. So I'm going to... I'm trying to think through where I want to put some of these schools because I had an idea of not only the tiering of schools that I want, but also I had, like you, had an idea of where I wanted to place them. But I kept a little bit of flexibility of, between a couple, 2 to 3 divisions that I could slot them in if given the chance. So now I have a pretty good idea of who. I just got to think through, like, once I start one domino, I know I'm going to then do a couple more dominoes. So I am now going to take, this is hard for me. This is harder than I thought it would be. I know I have a lot of schools that are like equal footing right now. So there isn't like a clear cut.
Who?
All right, I'm going to stick to my list here, and I'm going to take Woo Pig Suey. I'm going to take the Razorbacks.
The Razorbacks, where you put them, man? I actually didn't expect you to take them at all.
I'm going to take them and put them with Wisconsin and with Oregon. I'm going to slot them.
Okay.
I'm going to slot them there.
All right. Oh, boy, you leave me with an interesting decision. Do you want to say anything more on Arkansas and why they are in your Division 4?
Sure, I can give you a little leniency that you gave me. I like them geographically there. When I think of Arkansas football, obviously they're not like a huge powerhouse in the SEC, but I would say that they're every 5 or so years, they typically put a squad together that at least competes. And if they weren't in the West, we might see them a little bit more frequently, obviously having to get through the SEC West. If they were in the East, it'd be a little different. But when I think of like Arkansas, I think similarly of like Wisconsin. Like I really like the pairing with them. Ground and pound, play good defense. There's nothing like super flashy. And then I love how that, is the exact opposite of Oregon. So that's what I like, that little wrench there of both some speed and space and line them up. So I don't know, when I thought of like an SEC school that I felt like was Midwest, Arkansas kind of came up in my mind.
All right. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna take a team that would make Mad Dog proud. Historically great. It's probably his number 6 on the list. They give us 1 through 10. It's probably his number 6. I'm gonna take Georgia Tech, the Ramblin' Rex, and I'm gonna try to get that Atlanta market, and I'm gonna put them right with Florida, man. They're gonna have no idea. It's
triple
one
option
school
for days.
Yes, one crazy ass school, or one academic scholarly school with a bunch of Florida men has no idea what's going on in there.
Can I just say, you sure about that?
Yes.
You sure about that?
I'm sure about that. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep, I am.
Damn. Okay. Well, that was equally as didn't think you had them on your list. So,
because when we were at dinner, you talked about how Georgia Tech has the Atlanta TV market.
Sure.
More so than Georgia does. So
but yes, but you don't see me picking Rutgers because of New York City. Okay.
Yeah, well, maybe you should.
Maybe I should. Shit. Maybe I should. Okay. So next on the list for me, okay. I had a
I'm
game
glad I
planned.
threw you for a loop there.
You did. And I have an idea of what I wanted to do. I had a couple of rules I wanted to stick by. And so with my next pick, I'm going to take the Bruins of UCLA and I'm going to slot them with the Trojans and the Sooners here.
All right.
I mean, it's just a natural rival for SC. Not a terrible football program with Brian Kelly there. We won't talk other sports because this is football oriented, but I mean, I got the Rose Bowl, man. I mean, even if it's just for the stadium itself, I'm happy with it. All right, Mike,
I
what
like
do you got?
I'm gonna take Stanford.
You son of a bitch. The trees.
You went to the Pac-12. I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna dip my stick in it. So I'm gonna put them in Division 2.
Oh, okay. Give Washington something to talk about.
Yeah, let's give them something to talk about.
Something to talk about. Okay. Loving the pick. I am then going to take a team. Okay. See, now I'm like playing games with myself with like fantasy football-esque. Like, what's Mike gonna take?
Yeah.
Can I get away with leaving this team a little bit longer?
I hear you.
So with that in mind, I am now. I really like where this team slots in. Wait, sorry, hold on. Let me look back. So I have those 3. I need 6. I have those there, but those can go there with those. Okay. I am going to take the Cincinnati Bearcats. Fresh off of their playoff appearance, but honestly, like, even though they were
I actually didn't think you were going to take them.
They are now Power 5, and they've had Brian Kelly, they've had Mark D'Antonio, Luke Fickell.
I didn't think you were going to take them. Yeah.
Even when Luke Fickell leaves Cincinnati, because Ohio is such a good recruiting state, and not everyone can go to Ohio State. I feel like Cincinnati will just find the next coach, even if Fickell leaves. So I'm going to put them planes, trains, and automobiles.
Oh, that's great.
I'm loving it. I'm loving Michigan State, Notre Dame, Michigan, and Cincinnati. So let me give a recap.
Gosh, I feel like I should have taken them. I feel like I should have taken them for We Want Bama, because they did want Bama. As a matter of fact,
they did. That's when you said We Want Bama. That's where I thought you were going.
Good pick.
All right, give me your pick, and I'll give a recap of where we're at here so that we can help.
All right. So my pick, speaking of We Want Bama, I'm going to take Tennessee. As much as it like pains me to take the Volunteers, I have to.
Yeah.
Was that sound some regret on your end? Or?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, they were definitely on my tier. I thought I could get away with it, but
yeah, they absolutely want Bama. So,
all right. So recap here: Big Ten. We have the division, which is Ohio State, Georgia, Clemson. We have the Planes, Trains, and Automobiles division with Michigan State, Michigan, Notre Dame, and Cincinnati. Division 3, unnamed, is USC, UCLA, Oklahoma. And Division 4, unnamed, is Wisconsin, Arkansas, and Oregon. And then in the SEC, we have, Texas is back with Texas A&M, and Houston. Division 2, unnamed, is LSU, Washington, and Stanford. We want Bama is Alabama, Penn State, and Tennessee. And then the Florida Man division has Florida, Miami, Florida State, Georgia Tech. Let's move on. My next
pick, my friend,
pick is going to be all right, I'm going to take, so I have to think through here. Now we're getting to the point where we're starting to fill these divisions here. So I want to make sure I have a game plan on how to fill these final spots and which places to put them. So why don't I take, okay, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go with the boys, with the Pokes, with the Cowboys.
Oh, good choice. I was going to actually
State.
take them next.
Gotta keep Bedlam. If I'm gonna take away the Red River rivalry, I gotta keep Bedlam together.
Good choice. I was actually gonna take them next. That is a really good choice. I mean, nothing much else to say. That's a very good choice.
As you can see, I really like the idea of rivalries. So anytime I can keep some of these trophies that we've talked about, some of the future trophies we will talk about, even if geography is a mess, the idea of still having a few, heated rivalries, even in a realignment, is something that I've been striving for here. So, what do you got for me?
Between two. All right. I am going to actually hold on 1 second.
No.
For a second. All right. So all right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Give me Ole Miss. Yeah, give me Ole Miss.
I wanted to take the Grove. That was that. I almost took the Grove instead of Okie State.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was close. The idea of the Spartans, which is where I would have put them, playing, at the Grove, is something that was pleasing me, but like we said,
no longer, my friend. No longer.
Where would you like them?
They want Bama. I think they've made it clear they want Bama. So.
You are just killing Lane Kiffin here. His chance to get away.
No, not up in here, baby.
I will say, where I feel like, as far as my team goes, I feel like I've put forth a pretty hard route to the playoff. Right? They're earning their keep to get there. And I'm just looking at where Bama's at here, and you're really letting them off the hook.
Well, no, because you have to figure, like, Penn State, Tennessee, Ole Miss, have they not had championship caliber teams in the past?
Sure.
Like the fact that you are now in the SEC, and like the SEC as similar to like the division.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think that they have a good path to get a better recruiting class and give Bama a chance, or give Bama a challenge, as it were. So yeah, I mean, I feel good about my board. And honestly, like, who really gives Bama a shot anyways? Like, and honestly, Ole Miss is the ones that, like, you talk about Bama's chances to slip up. Ole Miss has caused Bama to slip up. That team that gave up, like, I don't know, like there was an interview done. Gosh, EJ, remember we went to that bar that one time? The Texas was back. It was the time we went to the bar.
Texas has been back.
Remember that time we went to the bar though, and the first time Texas was back?
Which bar are you talking in? Virginia, Maryland? Where are we at?
It was in Arlington.
Arlington.
We went to that bar. It was like all teachers and stuff like that. And we went to that place with like Roger got like the champagne bottle with the sparklers and stuff like that afterwards.
A-town.
Alabama almost lost. Oh, wait. Actually, that year they beat Ole Miss, but the next year they lost to Ole Miss. Like, so Ole Miss is nothing to sleep on for Alabama. Like, and Tennessee is also nothing to sleep on for Alabama. And Penn State, I mean, honestly, I think that program is on the rise, and they certainly want Alabama. So
they recruit fine. Franklin's just a terrible like head coach, but he's a great recruiter and a cheerleader, but he's just a terrible head coach. Okay.
Terrible.
My next pick is in, I think. I have a pretty clear view of where I want to go with this, but I don't know who's the next one, right? Like, this is an important take. Who's the next domino? Like, who's important for me when it comes to these divisions and what I want to do. So I am going to take okay. Who indeed. I'm going to take the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to slot them with their hated rival in Wisconsin.
There you go.
Division there. Okay. I feel pretty good about that.
Okay. Why you feel so good?
Like I said, I really wanted to keep some rivalries, and that's if you're thinking Wisconsin and why, you know, this division is shaping up to be an interesting one. Honestly, I really wanted A&M for that division. But Iowa, Wisconsin, you know, they're staples, they're rivals. They're going to be a main reason why I name this division what I'm going to name it. So,
all right.
Got to do it.
I love it. All right. So give me Maryland. Give me Maryland.
I can't believe you. I really didn't think you were gonna fall for that. Okay.
Sure did. And put them.
This is going to be interesting. This is going to be a really interesting vote because I purposely avoided media markets in the sense of just, you know, for football purposes. But clearly you went the other route, which is also an argument.
I did. Where
are we putting them? Do they want Bama?
No, they're going Division 2. You would think with Talia they want Bama, but no, put them right in Division 2.
Christ, are you really looking to see LSU in the playoff every year? Oh my God.
Well, you know, again, like I said, you're in the LSU. SEC now. You can recruit better, you know. And okay. I think I'm ready to name Division 2.
All right,
even though you said you were so ready to name your divisions, I'm gonna go ahead and name my last division. So I already have Texas is back with Texas A&M, and Houston.
Yep.
I have We Want Bama with Bama, Penn State, Tennessee, and Ole Miss.
Yep.
I have Florida Man with Florida, Miami, Florida State, and Georgia Tech. The next division I will name with LSU, Washington, Stanford, and Maryland. Revenge of the Nerds. It's the Alpha Betas versus the Tri-Lambs. It's just a bunch of nerds and then the bunch of bros. So you've got the frat bros and the lax bros of LSU and Maryland going up against Washington and Stanford. Big old nerds. So we're calling that the Revenge of the Nerds division.
Sure. We actually know a Laxbro from Maryland.
Do we know Laxbro from Maryland?
We do know a Laxbro from Maryland. Ryan Groves.
Oh, I didn't realize he played lacrosse.
Yes.
What are they doing letting black people play lacrosse? Come on, man. Ryan, where you up to, man? Did you just tell me you had tan? What's going on there, pal?
Yeah. He
played lacrosse
in
Maryland?
He sure did.
Damn, dude.
I know.
Ryan, you're the man, dude. I just want to take a minute here and say you are the man. I don't know why you played lacrosse, not football, dude. Like, you're built like a brick shit house. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
I guess he was tearing them dudes up on
defense, just fucking ripping them apart.
Shoot, man. Holy cow.
Okay. My next pick. So I feel okay. I do have a decent amount. I'm looking at like my tiers here, and you're starting to get to potentially your tier 3, tier 4 here, and which ones are better than the other, and what you feel more comfortable with moving forward. So I am going to take the Utes.
Oh, that is a surprise. Where are you putting them?
I'm going to put them. I'm just going to keep them where they're comfortable. I'm going to put them in Division 3 here, which is USC, Oklahoma, UCLA, Oklahoma State, and the Utah Utes. Always a pain in the ass in the Pac-12. Won the Pac-12 this last year. I like the Utes. Obviously, the market isn't great, but it's also, I would argue, the only, maybe one of 2 Pac-12 schools that actually have like a home field advantage.
Okay.
I like it. I like the Utes.
All right. I like that a lot. All right. My next pick. You know what?
Give
me Cal.
Cal.
Give me
Berkeley
Cal.
Bears.
Give me the Golden Bears.
Give me Marshawn Lynch on a golf cart. Where are we putting them?
We're gonna put them in Texas's back.
Okay.
With the amount of people from California that are moving to Texas,
sure,
it just makes sense that they're there.
Yep. Cal, Berkeley, get that little San Francisco. Now you've cornered that market there with Stanford and Cal.
Oh yeah.
Oh nope, go back. There we go. Okay. Love it. Cal, cross them off my list. They were on my list. I am now. Okay, so where am I gonna now I gotta think about who I want to put where, and okay, I feel good about this. I'm gonna take Country Road.
Oh, good pick.
Take me home
to the place almost heaven.
And I'm sorry, but I'm gonna put them in the division. Sorry, Mountaineers, but I love the idea of what you guys would bring to this table with.
Let's go Mountaineers, baby.
With these other powerhouse programs. Boom. Bang. Give it to me. What's next? What do you got?
We are gonna take between 3 right now, actually. Hard decision. We are going to take we're gonna take hold on. Give me a second here. Let me think about this. What
are we doing here? Dead air. Come on. Bang,
we are gonna take
whiskey is supposed to make you just be reckless at the end here.
Yeah, I know it really is. UCF.
The recently promoted UCF to the Big 12.
Guess where they're going.
They're going to the SEC.
You won it. You got it.
Yeah, I mean, they did claim a national championship.
Yep. Yeah. Well, now you get to do that every fucking year.
They want Bama, if you guys didn't know. They
very
that's what they
badly.
Want. Okay, this one's going to be a quick pick because I just need this to happen again and on a regular basis, all the time. Give me the backyard brawl.
Oh, there you go.
Panthers.
Thank
with
you.
The Mountaineers.
Thank you.
They should play each other all the goddamn time. They should not be in the different divisions. Give me a break. Morgantown to Pittsburgh is 2 hours at most. Let's go. Pitt Panthers. Backyard brawling.
All right.
In the division. Okay, so hold on. Let me set the all right.
Yeah.
You make a pick, and we will set this landscape for these final picks here.
All right. So I'm gonna take Rutgers.
I can't believe you went this route. I mean,
sure
I guess it's a solid plan here. Okay, Rutgers. Where are we putting them?
Put them with the Nerds.
Okay,
Revenge of the Nerds, baby.
Sure, keeping that Rutgers Maryland rivalry strong.
Yep. Storied as it is.
All right, I'm gonna take the time here to finish a division. I'm just gonna get this out of the way now. Vatech, Virginia Tech, give me that with the division. Pitt, Virginia Tech play for the Black Diamond Trophy. Love it. Virginia Tech, West Virginia. I love that bottom three with that top three. No easy games. Would love to see Ohio State, Clemson, Georgia sweat it out at Lane Stadium with, Enter Sandman going crazy. Good luck. All right. Loving it. Okay, so sorry, I probably should have given the landscape before that, but as we are now, Big Ten, the division is completed. The division is Ohio State, Georgia, Clemson, West Virginia, Pitt Panthers, Virginia Tech.
Strong division.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Michigan State, Notre Dame, Michigan, Cincinnati. Division 3, I have to change the name that I had originally because I wasn't expecting to add some Oklahoma schools, but we have USC, Oklahoma, UCLA, OSU, Oklahoma State, Okie State, Utah. And then Division 4, unnamed, Wisconsin, Oregon, Hogs, Woo Pig Suey, Iowa. And then in the SEC, we have Texas is back with Texas, A&M, Houston, Cal, Revenge of the Nerds, LSU, Washington, Stanford, Maryland, Rutgers, because Mike wants LSU in the playoff every year. We want Bama, Alabama, Penn State, Tennessee, Ole Miss, UCF. Good luck to the other 4. And Florida, Miami, Florida State, and Georgia Tech. Triple option. What's your next pick, Mike? Unfortunately, you cannot take us home like West Virginia, but you can get us one step closer.
Yeah, you know what? I actually hate to do this to you. You don't actually have this team available on the list. I'm going to take USF.
The South Florida Bulls?
I'm going to take the South Florida Bulls.
Okay, well, as you guys can see, I'm going to why don't you talk about why?
Well, why? Because they have one of the largest TV markets available, so I absolutely want them. Where
are they at? Actually,
they are Tampa. Okay. So they have the Tampa TV market. So I'm like, you know what, man? Like, let's throw them in there, and I've got. Like I said, originally Florida man was going to be Florida Georgia line, but since I couldn't get Georgia, I decided, well, you know what? Let's just turn this into the Florida man division. It's gonna be Georgia Tech. Like, what the fuck is going on with a bunch of crazy ass Florida schools? So you know what? I'll make the Florida man division, and they're just gonna have no idea what's going on. And it's going to be a bunch of crazy Florida teams and they're crazy Florida fans. And you know what? USF has given me some joy in some of their games in the past. And, I think that they could I think they're ready for the next step, EJ. I think they're ready for the SEC. So that is why I have chosen to take the USF Bulls and put them as part of the Florida Man Division.
Okay. Thank you for stalling. I think I got it in time. Okay, interesting. And separating them from UCF.
Yeah, well,
although UCF did want Bama.
UCF really wants Bama, so they're going to get them in spades.
Okay, my next pick. I'm really loving this. I love the idea of this, although I was hoping it would be LSU. Obviously, you put a kibosh on that very quickly. I'm going to take the Auburn Tigers.
Taking them away from the We Want Bama division?
Yep.
Absurd, my friend.
And I'm going to put them in planes, trains, and automobiles. I want to.
You can't really take you can take a plane, but you can't take a train or automobile.
I mean, lions and tigers and bears. Oh, my. Right?
Oh, my.
So, yeah, I mean, I love the idea of adding in this division. I really wanted Michigan State, Notre Dame, and I wanted an SEC school. And the other ones on the list were Tennessee and LSU. So because those are off the list, Auburn Tigers. And it's kind of, as far as geographically, I mean, it's still skinny. It's at the bottom of that list, but it's still pretty north and south of where the rest of the schools are. So Auburn Tigers got a little SEC pedigree. They're not too good to be annoying, but they can be good at times. So, it's a nice little tweener.
Fair enough.
The Iron Bowl is no longer unless they meet in the playoff.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah. Do you really want any 104-yard kickbacks? Do you want some of this anymore? Or
nah.
Yeah.
All right.
They're also equally on the same level as the occasional, Ole Miss annoyance. I feel like the Auburn game is always the monkey wrench to Alabama, no matter what.
But Auburn's obvious. Ole Miss is, unless you were a fan of Bama, Ole Miss is not so obvious. So,
yeah.
All right. So I am going
Last
to
couple
take
picks here.
Yeah. I mean, I could round out a division, but I'm actually going to fill the Texas back division. Okay. I'm going to take Baylor.
Okay, Baylor. Good pick, man. You're really in Texas Central.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Oh, yeah. If you live in Texas, you're watching one fucking conference.
No problems with that. All right, Baylor Bears. Obviously went to the Big 12 championship this last year. Looking for the next RG3.
That's what we're trying to do, baby.
Okay, so then
we're not trying to abuse any students. Well, I say we. I mean, Baylor's not trying to abuse any students. So,
okay, so I'm going to do this with great pride, and I was really hoping I was going to have a chance to do this, and the fact that I do makes me just so happy inside.
Huh?
I'm taking the Golden Gophers.
Ah, boy.
I'm putting them with Wisconsin, but more importantly, I'm putting them with Iowa, because what does Minnesota and Iowa play for?
I don't know. What do they play for? EJ?
Big, beautiful, bracket-winning trophy.
Hell yeah,
Floyd.
Hell yeah,
beautiful pig. Floyd of
Rosedale lives on, baby.
It lives on. Don't worry. You will see that on an annual basis. The pig will be on your TV every year.
It
love
lives
it.
On.
It's Floyd, and then you have an Arkansas hog. Give us a Floyd 2.0. Just give it to me. Give it.
It lives on. It lives on. All right. So I am going to take.
Actually, can I name that division?
Yeah,
give
go
you a
ahead,
second.
Please.
I just came up with it. So corn was always going to be a part of this because I knew I wanted Wisconsin and Iowa. So I'm going to go with corn, pigs, and ducks. Oh my. Because you got the corn of Wisconsin and Iowa. You got the pigs with Floyd, the of Rosedale, woo pig suey, and then quack quack ducks.
Fair.
Give it to me. Corn, pigs, and ducks Oh my.
Fair. I like it. All right. Can you let's take a look at what we have left here.
What's left here?
Because I'm getting a little drunk. I'm losing the plot. So,
I still have some names not crossed off on my list, so I must have prepared a little bit more than you.
Yeah, I feel like I prepared but you have honestly drafted differently than I thought you would. I thought you play a lot more attention to the TV markets.
Nope.
And you said screw it.
I
thought that you thought that I was going to pay attention to
football.
Football. Yeah.
Turning on the TV. I want people that are watching the Big Ten. Actually, I'm gonna save it. We're gonna have closing arguments.
Well, no, I mean, I feel like that I fell right into your hand, and I feel like that I lost this draft more than you wanted.
That is not. We were gonna have closing statements to make your argument, but yeah, if you want to say that a couple more times, that's great.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it. All right. Boy. You know what? Got some outs in other divisions. I don't have an out in another division.
Oh wow, you really did. You did 5 in each right now, so you're looking to close off your first one.
Well, yeah, and some other divisions have outs. There's one that doesn't. So I'm trying to think of what the out is.
I mean, if you're gonna do Revenge of the Nerds and not take Vandy, you might as well just take Vandy. Just eat it.
You like that.
Nashville,
like that.
Nashville media market. Do it.
Yeah, you'd like that. Give me Boston College. Give me Boston College.
Okay, gladly. Where would you like it?
Put them in Florida, man. They're really gonna have
the juxtaposition. Very scholarly Boston College.
The people who check our Instagram posts be like, "What?" I'm sorry.
Are you just Florida man trolling Boston College? You have all these nerds at Boston College, and you're throwing them in with Florida man.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude! Orange Bowl.
Okay.
Doug Flutie, Wing the Pig.
Okay.
And I get the Boston TV market.
You do. That you might as well die on that sword. So my next pick here, I'm not going to look at there. I'm going to look down at my paper here because that is where I should be looking. Give me another heated rivalry that we do not see often enough. We do not know it because we are East Coasters, but I can tell you from some coworkers that are from the state of Utah that when it comes to the Utes and those Brigham Young Wildcats, well, I can't believe I almost forgot. Or Cougars.
Are you ready to name that division? You better be, because it's complete.
So here's the deal. I'm not. I got to think through it. I have a part of it, but I don't have the second part.
All right. Okay. Fair enough.
I'll get there. So I'm going to add them with Division 3 unnamed. I'm going to complete that division. That is USC, UCLA, Utah, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, and Brigham Young. So that division in itself is USC, UCLA rivals. Give it to me. Battle of Los Angeles. Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Bedlam. Utah, Brigham Young, Battle of Utah. I know that's a trophy. I know it has a name. I don't remember what it is.
I actually really like that division. That should just be called the Out for Blood division or something like
Let's
that.
Do it. It was going to be called the Coast, but because I ventured into Oklahoma, Out for Blood. Love it, because this is I didn't mean for this to turn out this way, but when you can get a pair of rivals, 3 pairs of rivals together, I'm not mad about it. All right.
That's really good. That's really good, man.
Oh, we are coming up on our last couple picks here, Mike.
All right. So
how did you get ahead of me?
I'm not ahead of you.
I picked first.
Yes, and you have 2 teams left. I have 3.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Whoa, this whiskey. We warned you.
So I'm gonna take a team that I wanted to have in this division from the start. It actually gave me the name for the division.
That's fantastic.
Actually, hold on.
No, you can't start with that, and you're getting them as like a 8th round pick. Like, come on, you have to go with them.
Give me Arizona State.
Okay.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Explain, please.
Because, so look at this division. You have Washington, you have Stanford, and you have Rutgers. All nerds. And then you have LSU, frat bros. You have Arizona State, West Coast chillin', and then you have Maryland lax bros.
Okay,
so
I got you.
It is.
I was gonna say when you were saying like nerds, I was thinking, well, I don't think Arizona State is known for that. They're known for the opposite, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't we round these out? Going with, honestly, I'm really surprised they lasted this long, and I don't know if it's just because of your SEC bias, but like Kentucky Wildcats, I really love what they got going on.
Take them.
Obviously, you know, they're a basketball school, but I will say Stoops really, I'm liking what Scoops does. They're pretty good recruiting because they snake a lot of Ohio kids and Midwestern kids. So I'm going to put them in planes, trains, and automobiles. Michigan State, Notre Dame, Michigan, Cincinnati, Auburn, and Kentucky to finish that division off. I'm pretty pleased.
I agree. You should be pleased. I am going to take Mississippi State, and we're going to put them with Bama. They want Bama. There's a rivalry there. Ole Miss is there. We're taking Mississippi
There State. You go. I'm glad. I honestly was upset of the idea of me taking away the Egg Bowl, and I'm glad that it worked out that I did not. I genuinely, I wasn't going to take Mississippi State, but I was sure as hell going to take the Grove, and I'm glad that worked out because, I mean, it's the Egg Bowl, right?
It's the Egg Bowl, baby.
It's the Egg Bowl. And every once in a while, they get enough JUCO kids that can actually compete. So,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mike
Leach
Leach can get them where they need to be.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that he's there.
Okay. Don't you sleep on Mike Leach.
So with my final pick in this draft, for corn, I don't know what happened there. Corn, pigs, and ducks. Oh my! At the bottom of our list here. So I have. I'm going to go with my gut, and this is totally because I'm a sucker for rivals and I'm a sucker for trophies. So while my head says, take a Texas team, kid. Take a Tech or a TCU. I'm going to say nay. Give me the Cyhawk.
Yeah, there you go.
Give me Iowa against Iowa State. And you keep that because Matt Campbell's not going to be there forever. But as long as he's there, the Cyhawk, which whiskers and whiskey will get to one of these days. I love it. I want it. All day. Give me Iowa State Hawkeyes to round off that division. Didn't even have them on my list.
I honestly, EJ, I'm just looking at divisions. I feel like you won. I'm just, well, I don't know. I might have a chance in the vote. I'm not sure. And I hate to do this to you, but my last team is again not on your list. Conventionalists think that I would take Texas Tech or TCU to round out the Texas is back division, but there's another Texas team. There is another Texas team, which I would much rather have in the Texas is back division. And that is the Southern Methodist Mustangs, SMU, the Pony Excess. They got hit with the death penalty.
Wait. The Pony Excess?
Yeah. Well, that was the 30 for 30 on the ESPN, the Pony Excess, as opposed to the Pony Express, which they were known as whenever they were paying their players.
Yes.
They were the Pony Express, but then the 30 for 30 became the Pony Excess. Okay. So you know what, man?
Okay.
NIL is now a thing. And now they can officially pay their players and return back to the prominence that they once had. Give me the Pony Excess, put them right in Texas's back. And baby, I mean, my conferences are just a menagerie of craziness. It's all Texas. It's Texas-based schools with Cal being there. Like, what the fuck is going on? And then Florida, man, with Georgia Tech, who like kind of gets it, like they're nerds and they're like, I don't want to hang out with those Florida guys. And Boston College is like, what the fuck is happening to me right now?
Sure.
Revenge of the Nerds is insane. We want Bama. Well, you guys want Bama. You're going to get a heavy dosing of Bama every year. And you know what? I'm just a menagerie of craziness. But EJ, I have to say, dude, looking at your teams, looking at your schools, like I absolutely let the whiskey get the better of me on this one, man. Like I think the Big Ten fucking rocks. Like you have a really good. Why don't you go through your conferences?
I was to say, I will give a full recap of all the teams.
Yeah,
the
it
divisions.
Looks great.
I will say SMU has like a top 3 logo, by the way. Like that was enjoyable for me to pull that. All right. So the Big Ten, this is where we're at, listeners. This is the end of the draft. This is what you're going to be voting on. We will post this picture because obviously we don't expect you to remember all of this.
Yep.
But here we go. Big Ten.
No, we won't post it. Remember it. Listen, if you really care, you will remember.
The division is Ohio State, Georgia, Clemson, West Virginia, Pitt, and Virginia Tech. Planes, trains, and automobiles. That is Michigan State, Notre Dame, Michigan, Cincinnati, Auburn, and Kentucky. Out for blood is USC, UCLA, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Utah, and BYU. And corn, pigs, and ducks, oh my, is Wisconsin, Oregon, Arkansas, Iowa, Minnesota, and Iowa State.
And give me a hat tip for the Out for Blood name, because I think that's your strongest division. Actually, I think that's a really cool division.
That's a great name. I was going to go with the Coast, but it didn't work out that it was going to be all Coast. So great name. Love the division. SEC. So now we have Texas is back. We have Texas, A&M, Houston, Cal, Baylor, and the SMU Mustangs. We have Revenge of the Nerds is LSU, Washington, Stanford, Maryland, Rutgers, and Arizona State. We want Bama is Alabama, Penn State, Tennessee, Ole Miss, UCF, Central Florida, and Mississippi State. And Florida Man is Florida, Miami, Florida State, Georgia Tech, Southern Florida Bulls, and Boston College.
The fact that I had to pull 2 teams that weren't on your list is, and let's rattle off who's left. Who are the poor, unfortunate souls that did not get included in our super conference?
Yes. So the Power 5 schools that did not get chosen are Illinois, Indiana, Nebraska, Northwestern.
I almost took Northwestern for Revenge of the Nerds.
Purdue, Arizona.
Don't roll your fucking eyes. They got the Chicago TV market.
I know the TV markets. Colorado, Oregon State, Washington State, Kansas State, Texas Christian, Texas Tech, Missouri, South Carolina, Vanderbilt, Duke, Louisville, North Carolina State, Syracuse, Virginia, and Wake Forest.
I wish I could find a way to include Louisville. I feel like that would have been a good school to include.
They were on my list. That was going to be my last pick beside Iowa State, but the rest of it kind of fell. I took Iowa State just because Iowa. They were on my list. North Carolina was on a list, as well as a potential back end pick there in Nebraska as well. Just
so I really had I been you, I would have found a way to make a bourbon barrel conference.
I know,
with Kentucky, Tennessee, Indiana. I would throw Notre Dame in for the fun of Irish whiskey, and then or whiskey barrel conference really. With, because Indiana does have a rivalry trophy with I think Kentucky or Tennessee.
I know Kentucky and Louisville,
the bourbon barrel
does have one. I mean, I was between. I was never going to include Indiana, but Louisville instead of like Auburn was a thought to put Louisville and Kentucky together. But I don't know. I thought Auburn has a little bit more pedigree football wise, but But yeah, there we go. There's a last look here at
you kind of fucked me because I absolutely want Clemson. I mean,
sorry. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, it went away completely. I was like, oh, did the colleges end? But you kind of fucked me because I mean, Georgia without Florida Georgia line is okay. But like, I really want Clemson for we want Bama. I want Notre Dame for we want Bama. So like, I feel like that division, although it's pretty strong, could have been stronger. Texas is back, dude. It was just hard to figure out. Like, if you would have not taken USC, I would have put them in Texas's back because Texas really was back whenever they beat USC.
Yeah,
it was just hard for me to figure out how to build that division without USC, other than just. I had to take A&M, had to do it.
Yeah, A&M was what I wanted to put with Wisconsin is where I wanted to slot them.
Yeah.
They were up there with me with Georgia.
Honestly, I feel like you won this, but we will see what the voters think.
Yeah, we will see.
Yeah, we'll go from there.
All right. So why don't we wrap up here then? So Mike, why don't you talk about our winner? Why don't we? That won our competition for a hat.
Yes. Shout out to my boy, Joshua Kohler, winning our a competition to get a nice little hat, as EJ showing off our YouTube video right now. So shout out Josh, man. Big hat guy, super happy that you won it. Love you. You're the man. And super happy you got that hat. We'll have it coming your way here soon. And guys, stay tuned. If you want to get a hat of your own, the opportunity is still available. We do have hats available for sale.
Yes, so just DM us. Let us know if you're interested. They look right here. You can see it. And also just some fun news here. We posted about it, but we are going to embark in a new type of series in a couple weeks here. It's already time. We are going to watch Hard Knocks, and we are going to do an episode by episode review of each episode. And this year it features the Detroit Lions, which is Joe and I's team. So that should be interesting. It is. Yes, I know. Surprising. There's going to be kneecaps bitten, I imagine. And the Lions do have quite a few characters, so it'll be interesting to see how that works out.
Hell yeah.
But that is only a little primer. That is a 5-episode appetizer.
Just a little appetizer.
It's just a little appetizer for season 2 of Tales of the Trophies. And this year we're going to focus on the SEC's greatest rivalries and trophies, which, believe it or not, a lot of these rivalries that have funny names like the Iron Bowl and the Egg Bowl and the largest cocktail party actually have trophies behind them.
Outdoor
I was surprised. So the largest outdoor cocktail party.
Thank you.
Let's be clear.
You took that from me, you son of a bitch.
I did. I know. Thank you. But yeah, so look forward to that. So we have Hard Knocks in August, and then that butts up right against college football being back. So that's going to do it for us this week. Follow us on Instagram at whiskers.whiskies, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. So for Mike, I'm EJ. Always remember, too much of anything is bad, but too much good whiskey is barely enough.
Cheers.